We're here again. Same swim as last time. Trying to extract a bit of revenge. Welcome to this week's vlog. Right, shall we have another go at trying to rig up? Seems to work. Threaten to tie a rig up and bam, away she goes. I'll finish my coffee first. I want to say it was a nice surprise, but with the amount of fish that was rolling out there, it wasn't no surprise at all. And like I say, that is a bait just fished solely over me winter bait. So I think it's safe to say now that I do know that the fish are on it. I mean, that absolutely tore off. And another one just rolled to the left, to the right. Sorry. Can't see no bubbles coming from that one. Yeah, I mean, I've been having... No, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to put a jinx on it. I think I could even... Next year, I think I could even use this winter bait through the summer. Like a few very, very subtle changes. And then use it through summer as well. Give that 5-10 minutes for the line to sink. And then we'll be away again. Let me light up. Oh. Yeah, that one that just went was the one that's just over there. I've got 2 boats in that area. Shit, I want my coffee, don't I? Oh! Shit, the fog bucket's over there. Fuck. Never mind. Good job I didn't move that rod, innit? Like I was going to. I mean, a lot of people just fish this one just to get a bend in the rod. There's quite a few tench anglers fish it, but serious carp anglers, people are not seriously fishing it, which is alright by me, because 9 times out of 10 the banks are empty. As I've said before, size of the fish don't bother me now. Keep catching, keep catching, keep catching. And my sponsors don't turn around and say, right, you only put fish in your blogs and in your vlogs and stuff like that that are over X amount of pound, which to me is absolutely stupid. Because they sponsor you with, I mean, in my case it's bait. All right, I formulate my own, but I've always got some of my sponsors' bait as a backup. And if I'm telling you I'm using my sponsor's bait, I'm using it. If I'm using my own, I'm using my own. As long as your sponsors see that you're catching fish, don't matter what the size, they're happy. Because it's proving that their bait works. Or their items of gear that you're using of theirs work. I mean, if I had to put fish captures only of a certain size anywhere, then I wouldn't be showing any fish, because I don't fish for big fish. Another fish just rolled over there. Can you see it? The small rudder active in the edge, so therefore the bigger fish should be active. Time's only 10 to 6. I suppose I had that fish, what, at half 5, 25 past 5? Right, go and hang that bobbin on. Right, I think it's time to retire back to the bivvy and try and tie a couple of these rigs up, I think. Retire to the bivvy and get a couple of rigs tied up. Hello people. Oh dear, don't you just love it? This one absolutely rattled off. and it's a nice looker as well. Are you ready? Weighing at just over 16. Happy days. Don't you just love it? Right, I'm going to get him back because it's raining and I've got my cutsy beams out and I've got my phone out and I don't want anything to get wet. Even though it's pitch black outside, I've still put out 2 hands full of bait. And the time is 11:05, not 12:05, as I first said. Proves my theory wrong, doesn't it? That all the fish I've seen caught out of here has been in daylight hours. Oh no! Fishing can make a mug of us all. Big style. Big style. So with that, I'm going to smoke this cigarette and then I'm going to get back in bed because, as you can hear, it's bloody raining again. I mean, that take, it was 1 beep and then a 1 toner. There was no messing about with it. Absolutely not. So, I'll see you in the morning. Or later. Well, I don't know what to say really. I think I'm going to have to get my scales checked. Because on my scales, this fish is weighing a couple of pounds smaller than what I thought it was. So I'm going to have to, I will tell you what the weight is now, but I'm going to recheck my scales. I mean, it's weighing in at 19 pounds. What do you guys think? Come on, keep still. Like I say, it's weighing in at 19 pounds. Do you guys think it's bigger than that? Because I certainly do. Beautiful common. Right, get it put back and then check my scales. So the scales say, as it is at the minute, the scales say 19 pounds. Re-zero them. Yeah, they're half a pound light. So it was 19 and a half. So yay! Getting closer to that magical 20. Buddy. How are you? Ooh, me, I'm well happy. That last fish, I did re-zero the scales, and there was weighing half a pound light. I'm still going to call it 19, because I'm not, that's not for me. Alright, if it had been a 50, it might have been a different matter, but no. Your own stupid fault. So it's still 19. That's the first bit of action, or first time the optonic nevs have beeped. I know they're rolling over there. First time they've beeped since that fish last night. I'll put a bit more bait out in a minute. I forgot about that. I even put some bait out after that fish wired last night. I mean, I was awake. Been awake since 5:30. Time's now, well, I don't know, 7:15. Well, where's my bloody watch? Possibly outside still. So yeah, 3 now. 3. And not one hook pull. So it seems like it was the rods that was causing the problem last time. So they shall be left to town from now on, and I'll carry on using these 3-pounders. The wind's rustling the trees, but there's not a breath of wind on the water. Right, time to put some more bait out. Get back in here, sit down, get coffee on. First one of the morning, best one. Speak later. I've got my breakfast on. Time's 8:15. After every single fish I've had, I'm putting out 2 hands full of bait, and they're good hands full as well. I mean, when I say handful, I delve my hand in, grab a bunch, and then lift it up. There's been 1 or 2 tench rolling out to the right, and not seen no carp yet. Mrs. Angry's still about, but I don't know what's happened to Mr. Angry. All the cygnets. So whether an otter's had it, or whether it's decided he's had enough of her and buggered off, I ain't got a clue. Or it could be on one of the other lakes. Right, time to get this breakfast down my neck. Get coffee on. And I'll speak to you later. Well, no session on here would be complete without this. Alright, do it that way. That's better. Come here. The obligatory tench. Weighing in at about 3 and a bit pound, I suppose. Fun and games, fun and games. Well, the biggest of the session has just got bigger. Led me a merry dance. Took me to two weed beds. All 3 rods are out of action at the minute because there's a big ball of bloody weed on the end of the line. But it's my first one of the season. £20, 12 ounces. Don't you just love them? Oh, don't want to let it go, but I know I've got to. Right, I'm going to let it go up in the next swim because there's a big weed bed in front of me on that one. So I'll let it go in the next swim. Did you like that? It's took me around about half an hour to get everything sorted after that fish. All 3 rods was caught up in the ball of weed. So what I'd done was, to actually unhook the fish, because there was that big ball of weed there, I cut the hook length. Show you that in a minute. There's one half, and there's the other half. I've done that because, as I say, it was in a big ball of weed and it was putting tension on it. And I didn't want to rip the fish's mouth, so out came my scissors, cut the hook length, and just chucked the ball of weed back into the lake. When I got the fish sorted, weighed, vlogged, and slipped back. I didn't slip it back in this swim for the simple reason there was a big ball of weed there. Now, if it had swam straight into that weed, it could have just sat there and died. So I went to the next swim up, where it's a nice clear swim at the front, and let it swim away. And it went away strong as well. Then I came back here and started sorting me rods out. The one that I cut the hook length off, because it was such a big ball, I found the lead, slid the lead down to the swivel, cut the line, took the lead and swivel on my seat and just wound in. When I was tackling up, I did see some pigtaily line, so that got cut off, re-tackled up, put that in the rest, and then I went to the other one, and the other one was a damn sight worse. So again, I just cut the lead off wound the line through the weed, the ball of weed, re-tackled that one up, put that back on the rest before I decided to cast out and rebait. I moved all the weed that's in the front of the swim to the side in the reeds, and then I just rebaited up, and I've only just got sat back down. So yeah, 4 carp and a tench since say about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Not sure what time it is because I still haven't put my watch on because we've been messing about with water. So now I've got to tie another rig up, exactly the same as that one. No, it won't be exactly the same as that one because I'm now going to have a bait screw on it. I don't find it easy with a bait screw as opposed to blobbing. It's just that now I'm using bait screws, it negates the use of a weight, because I put, depending on the size of the bait I'm going to use, put one of them over the Albright knot. So I know instantly now what's me pop-up rigs on my chain. I mean, you can get them in pass 0.4 and 0.3 of a gram. So they're equivalent to some number 4 shot is 0.2 of a gram. I ain't got the other, I ain't got a clue on the others. Oh, what's that? .1 of a gram is a number 6. So the 0.3s will be one number 4 and one number 6 on your shot, and the 0.4s will be 2 number 4 shot. And not only that, without using the shot, you're not crimping the line. I could use putty, but I want to keep the putty that I've got because it's the original Criston. Right, so I'll get this rig tied up. Do it with a bait screw and one of them 0.4 things. And I'll speak to you later. Right. Just doing myself a bit of dinner, then the bevy will come down. I've run out of coffee now, so I mean I was going to go home today anyway, but I've got some milk there to drink, so I'm not going to go thirsty. Yeah, 4 fish. With a 19 and a 20. Can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. Basically the only things I'm doing different to what I was in May, June and July is the bait. See anything different? Still putting approximately the same amount of freebies out. Still fishing the same areas. I'm now back with the same rods as I was back then. After having 3 up pulls on them other rods. So the only thing different is the bait. I said it in last night's live feed. This winter bait might now become my main bait. There's not a bit of fish meal in it. Keep this as my main bait, and we don't need to change in September. I'll have to have a think. I'll have to have a think. Well, it came down to see if I could sort out the feeding times. And I've ended up with 5 fish, 4 carp and a tench. Still no nearer finding out the feeding times. Because I had one yesterday at 2 o'clock, I think it was. One last night between 11 and past. No, before that. Between 10:30 and 11, I'm going to say. That's going to be fairly safe. I then had another one this morning at just on first light, so that would be about 6:15, 6 o'clock, 6:15, somewhere in about there. And then I had the 20 at, what time was that? That was about 8 o'clock. So at the moment I can't put my finger on a feeding time. What a session it's been. 4 fish with a 19 and a 20. Can't get much better than that. I mean, alright, some people will turn around and say, you could have had 2 20s. Yeah, I could have had 2 20s. I could have had 2 doubles. I could have had 2 extra upper doubles. Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, the only thing that have changed in reality is my bait. I was using a fish meal in the summer. And now I'm on a bird food. So whether that's made a difference, feed the fishing harder, just don't know. I'll have to wait until the next time I'm out, which will be Friday, just a day Friday. No, I might roll some bait on Friday. Still, while the fish are having it, might as well make the most of it. Yeah, I'll roll the bait, some bait between now and Friday, or now and Thursday I should say. Come down Friday, just for the day. See how things pan out from there. Finish this fag and start piling the gear in the car. Well, I'm not going home much before 2 o'clock anyway, but at least it's in the car ready. That one. Shit. Long shank, size 6. Bait screw, tied up my multi-combi style, a little bit of braid, kicker. That there is a PB Products hook bead, tungsten hook bead, but I've placed it over the Albright knot, so it's sort of sits up like that. 15 pound fluorocarbon soft with a tail rubber and a loop. Can't get much simpler than that. I suppose you could, but that's the rig I use 99.9% of the time now. I did used to have different rigs for pop-ups. But all I do, instead of putting a ring on it now, I'll put a bait spike on it. Or one of them micro swivels. It's not very often I use them now. I mean, here's my standard bottom bait rig. Multi-combi. Small section of braid, Albright knot, 15 pound goes soft with a loop. So basically the only difference is that hook bead, the kicker and the bait screw. Is there anything different between my rigs now? If it works for you, don't change. Got 2 pop-up rigs out there and 1 bottom bait rig. That's a Snowman rig. And as you've seen, they work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right, I start loading this stuff up in the car. Then I'll sit at the back of the car like I normally do. I've just got the essentials out now. My rods, my cradle, my waist sling, scales, water bucket and my other unhooking mat. Obviously my rods. Everything else is back in the car. It wouldn't surprise me if the fish are all up that end, because that's the way the wind's blowing. Slightly shallower up that end as well, where this end is, what's this end, 8, 9, 10 foot deep in places. That end is generally 4 to 5 foot. There is a channel across the far side that's cut from the end swim, that's a couple of rod lengths off the far reed line, that's 7 foot deep for a couple of rod lengths, and then it comes back up to 6, 5, and then levels out at 4. Looks good, doesn't it? Apart from the fact the wind's blowing the wrong way. Well, I ended up, hang on, where am I gone? Ah, there I am. Put my finger over the lens, Brian, you twat. I ended up with another fish. It was only a tench. That came as I was sticking some bait out at the end of the session. So it was only about £3, so I didn't bother. I mean, I got everything packed away. The only thing that was out was my rods and my landing net. So that was it. 4 fish, 2 tench with 120 and 119.